How to make money in real estate even if you're broke. What's up everybody, it's Jamel Gibbs, your family-oriented entrepreneur. Welcome to another video. So on my channel, I've done multiple videos on the even if you're broke concept. I have how to buy your first rental property, even if you're broke. How to wholesale real estate step by step, even if you're broke. Today we're gonna get into how to make money in real estate even if you're broke by using joint venturing, partnerships. I've talked about joint venturing and partnerships before, but I want to dive into this because I think that this is a real play that you can add into your business, especially if you're brand new. This particular strategy that we're going to talk about will work for you to help you get started in real estate if you have money or not, if you have no credit, if you don't have any experience. I know you hear it all the time. It sounds cliche, no money, no credit, no experience, but this is a real strategy that you can implement in order to be able to start making money in real estate without having any of that stuff. And rather than me talk about this in full depth, I invited a special guest on to be able to share his experiences of how he uses joint venturing in order to be able to make money in real estate. So there's 3 steps that we're gonna talk about in full detail today. How do you find the buyers? How do you find the deals? How do you put them together in order to be able to make the money? So we're gonna cover these 3 steps in full detail. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna introduce our special guest because it's easy to hear this from me, but I want you to hear from somebody who literally started from scratch and was able to close deals with me. And it's my man Maurice Irvin. Yeah. So, bro, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, man?
How you doing, everybody? It's your boy Maurice Irvin. Here today with my man Big Mel, the OG. Well, I thank you, appreciate you having me on your show today, man. Just here to spread the knowledge and give all the insight I can give on joint ventures and closing deals, how to start out with zero to no money at all like I did. I was just struggling a little, just trying to get by in college, and came across a couple seminars, soaked up some knowledge, and my man Mel was here to guide me along the way as I've grew over the years. So I appreciate you having me today, baby.
Oh, man, it's a pleasure once again, bro. When you first started, how old were you?
Oh, man, I was about 23. When I first started getting interested in real estate, probably 22, 23.
What made you interested in real estate?
Honestly, I was tired of being broke. Just everybody has the same, nobody wants to be down in the dumps. But, as a college student, I just couldn't imagine like having to, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong working a 9-to-5 job and providing for your family by any means, but I just had bigger aspirations. I felt real estate could help me achieve those goals. So I came across, I was working a security job on the radio, going to my post, and I heard, was it the Fan Merrill?
Yeah. He
was having a little seminar here in Greensboro, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go there on my lunch break. So I went there, security suit and all, just went there, soaked up the knowledge. They was trying to sell me a class at the end, but I was ready to sign up for it. I ain't gonna lie.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But my mom was like, I had to call my mom. I was like, Mom, I'm here. I feel good about it. They only need like $2,000 or whatever they was asking. And she was like, nah. So, it didn't, she didn't go for it, but it sparked that was the day my interest had sparked. So from then I just went on the mission to, how can I learn more? Who do I turn to? What can I do? Like, what can I do? I know I can't flip the houses myself. That's the big dog status, but where can I start out entry level to still, soak up and make some money at the same time? Started just YouTubing, looking up more on YouTube. Came across Flipman on YouTube. Shout out to Flipman 101. But yeah, I started driving for dollars. Just, I think as basic as it got. Driving for dollars, for sale by owner signs in the yard. So every day, before or after classes, I'm getting in the car, driving to every block I can, trying to figure out, is this house abandoned? Is it for sale by owner sign in the yard? If it looks abandoned, I go on the county line, county website, who's the owners, whether they stay, if they're local. I'm driving up to the house. Yeah. Hey, my name is Reese. I see you have a vacant house over here in the neighborhood. You mind if if we can do some business together? And it's either A, yes, B, no. If it's A, yes, we get into it. And
so you basically, so let's take a step back for a second. You, first things first, you was introduced to real estate because you had a little bit of ambition. You knew there was some money in real estate. You found some classes. You went to the class. You realized that you needed more education. So rather than taking on more education, you decided to take action.
Yeah.
Given your circumstances, right?
Mm-hmm. I had to self-educate myself.
You self-educated yourself. That's the way I did it, right? Now, obviously, if you would have invested into one of the programs, you might be a little further ahead at that time, right?
Yeah,
but
and that's true.
that didn't stop you. That didn't deter you from getting out there and really doing something, taking action, right? So, if just for our listeners, what's the first thing, mindset-wise, what should they keep in mind when it comes to winning in the real estate business?
Networking. You want to network. You want to keep a positive mind frame and treat people with respect, but you want to reach out and branch out to as many people as possible. Let them know what you do, what services you can offer, see where you can meet, come to a middle ground in between the relationship and grow from there. That's honestly, what I've done. Every person I think could be of a positive to me, I've held on to, grasped to, and tried to latch to and see what I could soak up from them, as well as keep them in my, surroundings. That way, if I need to reach out to them, if they have a house or I have a house, they have a buyer, I got a buyer, we can mesh because we're on the same mind frame. We're on the same timeline. So
yeah, man. So we're going to get into that in full detail, I promise y'all. But real quick, where I was getting at with that was you didn't let nothing stop you, right? So you had a roadblock.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people get a road. That's right, man. So a lot of people have a roadblock. What's the first thing people want to do? They want to
quit. They want, they know they didn't give it they all. They didn't stand in the trenches, until the war was over. And, it's not made for everybody. But,
right.
If you want to make a choice in your life and you want to actually make a change, you have to be committed. So
boom.
I stayed committed. I probably spent the first 2 years just soaking up knowledge, trying to figure out, fine-tuning my craft. That was it. Because, everybody's going to give you advice, but it's usually what works for them.
Right.
You can take that and fine-tune it, because what works for them may not always work for you. So you can take bits and pieces. You could probably take a 3/4 of their method and fine-tune it. That way, it adjusts to where you can excel and still use the same methods they use, but at something that better suits you.
Hey, yo, so I know when we first met, right? So I think you contacted me on a property I had, or you had a property for sale.
I had one on Facebook, 1204 Avalon Road, Greensboro.
Road, yeah. And if you watch my channel, you go back to my old videos, this is a fact. This is like 2015, 2016. You can see I was interested in a property on 1204 Avalon Road.
That's crazy.
Right? If you just go back, you can do your own research. And he had the property up for sale. I reached out. I was ready to make the deal. We ended up, I can't remember how we worked out on that deal, but I know that you ended up coming to my seminar that I was throwing. And that's why I met you in person. Because we was going to make like $11,000 on that.
Yeah.
That was going to be your first deal.
It was. I think they still owe some money, or the title wasn't clean. It was they didn't have a clean title or something, and that we didn't figure out till closing what it was. So yeah, I had it. I was gonna make like 12. You was gonna make 13.
It was something like that.
Yeah, well, everybody's gonna walk away happy. I didn't care. It was gonna be my first deal. Things didn't quite pan out, but I didn't let that deter me from getting to the next one. Because I was almost at the finish line, but it just wasn't my time.
That was the first one.
Yeah.
But you know what? You built a relationship.
Yeah.
And that was the benefit out of that deal right there. So check
it
out, right? So I want to provide our listeners with a step-by-step process on how they could go from where they are, beginning in real estate with no money, no credit, no nothing, to being able to get their first deal. Now, we've closed multiple deals together since that first one. The first one didn't pan out, but we built a relationship which allowed us to make money together. When we started doing business together, you reached out to me to see what deals that I had, and then you were finding buyers. And really that made my life easier. As a real estate investor, even if you're wholesaling real estate, sometimes you don't want to play both sides of the fence. You want to get really good at one thing, and in my case, that was finding good deals. You could vouch for me on that, right? So my thing was to find real good deals, and I had you and Ashley out in Winston-Salem that was selling everything for me, right? I think Ashley sold like 20 or 30 houses for me that year, something crazy like that, right? But the point is, you found what worked for you, and I found a team member that can allow me to make money without putting forth double effort in the business. What's the first thing our listeners should do in order to get started in real estate with no money, no credit, no nothing, starting from scratch? What would you recommend somebody do in this market when it comes to joint venturing?
Okay, right now, you can start out, if you're a social media person, I would start out Craigslist, Zillow. On Zillow, go to the for sale by owner tab, and you can search up. What I used to do, go to North Carolina, since it's my home state, go each county in North Carolina, I would type it in Zillow, for sale by owner. So all the for sale by owners properties, I would write down, give them a call, see what I could do, see how much they're offering first, how long it's been on the market, have you a list of questions that you can extract more information out of them and see if you can offer a service to them so everybody walks away happy. So Zillow, Facebook's picking up pretty heavy right now. That's my main market. So Facebook
Marketplace.
If you see your boy on Facebook, holla at me. But yeah, and driving for dollars is always drive around neighborhoods, find those for sale by owner signs. We sell houses signs. Usually those are people buying and selling houses. So you can call them, exchange information, figure out what they're selling, what neighborhoods they're looking to buy in, write down their contact information. So that way, if you do come across something, whether it's buying or selling, you have a contact in handy who may be of assistance to you already in hand. So you just keep stacking that up. Like I said earlier, networking, emails, phone numbers, texting, every day, stay in contact. Get your name out there just so people can be acquainted with you once you do have something to offer them.
So the first thing, start networking, start building relationships, start looking for properties, right? Now, the benefit of looking for properties before you actually have a buyer, for example, is when you put the property in the market, the buyers are going to come if the price is right. So that allows you to not only find the deals, but you also find the buyers. That's traditional wholesaling, right? What about finding the buyers first? How you feel about that?
They're hand in hand. You can't go wrong doing either one first, in my opinion. Because, they're peanut butter and jelly at the end of the day.
I agree.
You got to put them together. Yeah. So if you want to go ahead and if you already know where the buyers are at, go ahead and start there. Getting those, find your local real estate meetings. That's what I first did when I started out. I was working a security job. I figured out they was having weekly meetings at Logan's Roadhouse. I'm in there every week, 12 o'clock, security suit, just soaking up the knowledge. So figure out where they are in the city. If not, you can always go on online sites, Zillows. I've worked with realtors before, so realtors are, sometimes handy when it comes to locating cash buyers. So
first things first, find the deals, right? Find the deals, build the relationships through that, and then from that, you're gonna be able to start accumulating more buyers and start networking. Now, obviously, once you start accumulating the buyers, which, what are some of the ways that you're using to find buyers right now?
If it's not people I've already done business with. So
how did you meet them then? Like, let's start from scratch. How did you meet those people that you started doing business with in order to be able to build buyer relationships?
The majority of my deals have come from social media.
Okay.
So social media presence, I feel like technology, has been the new wave and it's only expanding from here. And I still feel like we're kind of in that ground level of technology. Yeah. Especially Facebook's, TikTok, Instagram. I know you're doing it big. My man just hit 100K on YouTube. So like, next thing we look up, he's gonna be at 1 million. So
that's a fact.
Social media. I found the deals I was find them on social media and just remarket them in them places they weren't.
So more so like a Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook, right?
Yeah.
So Facebook groups.
Facebook groups.
Facebook Marketplace. Yeah. So really, everything that you need, you can really wholesale on Facebook.
You can't, and that's the thing. That's don't tell nobody. But if you,
But that's
like,
what we trying to do.
yeah,
bro.
we don't tell nobody. But that's the secret. Like Facebook is the big, like,
Yep. I've
if
been
you
trying
want
to
to
tell
get
people
in
this for
early
years.
right now, like that's how like that's why I found like, cause everybody's on Facebook,
Yeah.
mamas, daddies, grandmas,
Yeah.
nieces, and then you'd be surprised like at the amount of cash buyers.
Oh yeah,
on
for
Facebook.
sure, man.
So I get a lot of offers on Facebook. You know, you gotta go through a lot of messages. You gotta weed out who's playing and who's serious. But you know, everything's a process. Nothing comes in the Easter egg basket. So you got to do your job and figure out what's best for the deal. But social media, Facebook, I would say is the number one sleeper go-to method. I wouldn't get the deals off Facebook and put them back on Facebook, but the ones that aren't on Facebook,
Yeah.
you know, those are the ones you want to bring to Facebook.
We're going to revisit that in just a second. Here's the deal. Here's a fun fact about Facebook. So when it comes to Facebook, what everybody needs to understand is Facebook draws an older crowd, right? So 40 and up, if you're in a 40 and up club, you're probably on Facebook, right? The money people need to buy houses comes from an older crowd. The younger generation, they're not going to have the money in order to be able to buy a house cash. But the older generation has it because they've accumulated wealth over the years. So that's why Facebook is so effective when it comes to finding cash buyers. You got an older crowd who are more established and they're able to take the wealth that they've built in order to reinvest it and become a cash buyer in real estate. So that's why, you know, whenever I have a deal and I'm looking to sell that deal as quickly as possible, a lot of times you might see my stuff on Facebook Marketplace because and then you're on my buyers list as well. So then you're gonna fish it out to Facebook Marketplace and you're gonna accumulate different buyers as well. This works with wholesale deals, it works with joint venturing, it works with rent to own deals. If you're trying to rent a property straight up, it just works because you have more qualified people on Facebook. Now, I like what you said in regards to not taking the deals off of Facebook, even though you can find them on Facebook Marketplace, or you can find them in Facebook groups. I have a Facebook group here in my local area with over 2,000 people in it. I see deals every single day. I can literally take those deals and then put them on Facebook Marketplace and mesh the two together. That's what we're talking about right here in order to be able to create a profit. And we'll talk about that again, right? But my point in saying that is this. I like what you said in regards to not focusing on the deals that's on Facebook, but you bring the deals that's offline, online.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. So let's talk about how you do business with me, man. So like, how do you find deals from me?
Usually, like I said, if I don't get I'm on your buyer emails list, so whenever you get some.
So let's stop right there. First thing I want y'all to do, everybody watching this, everybody who is brand new looking to make their first dollar in real estate, first and foremost, get your mindset right. Second, I want you to join every single wholesalers or real estate investors buyers list in your area. Every single one. If you see a We Buy Houses sign on the side of the road, if you see a local Facebook group, join that Facebook group. Get on that buyers list. Let them know that you're a real estate investor or you're a wholesaler and you work with buyers and you're looking to start building relationships, and ask them for their website or give them your email address so that you can get on their buyers list. And that way you can see what type of deals they're sending out every single day. I'm telling you, every time I send out a deal, Maurice is contacting me like, yo, I'm going to push it out to my buyers every single time. But that wouldn't happen if he wasn't on my buyers list to begin with. So first things first, I want everybody watching this to get on every single real estate investors, every active investors buyers list in your area. How you feel about that?
He preaching in here, and yeah, that's facts. So yes, contact, figure out who's the big dogs, who's, you know, medium dogs, little dogs. It's all gonna mesh together at the end of the day to get a deal done. But yes, find out the emails, phone numbers if you can, business numbers, contact information. Try to get, you know, on the emails list so you can be up to date on what's going on. Because deals is getting closed by the day and new deals is coming out by the day. So you want to be first in line, second in line to get that fresh hot deal so you can figure out what to do with it first.
Right. So when you look at companies like New Western and you look at all of these other companies that have a similar business model, this is exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're getting deals from other investors, wholesalers mainly, and then they built up a buyer's list off of these deals that they're getting from these wholesalers. And then when their buyer's list is big enough, all they're doing is continuing to get the lead flow from the wholesalers and offering them a percentage of the deal, let's say 50%, and then they sell a property and both parties make money. That's the play. That's how you do it, right? And how much money do you think they have involved in this? Like, how much money would you say you're putting into these deals, man, honestly?
Me right now?
Yeah.
None. I've got to the point where I've figured out what works for me. Because in the beginning, yes, I was putting up to $1,000, whatever the deposit was that needed to be under contract. I was doing it because I was hungry.
But you don't need to no more because of why?
I done figured out a method that worked. I done learned the ropes.
Right.
I done figured out, all I had to do was network.
That's it.
Get on people's good side.
And that's the point. That's the point we're trying to make here, right? So first and foremost, start looking for opportunities, right? You got to get your network right. Start looking for opportunities. Those opportunities will bring buyers and sellers. Those opportunities are going to be able to make you the money. Because all you're going to do, just to give you an example of how me and Maurice make money together, again, I will have a property for sale. He's on my buyer's list. So what does that tell you? That tells you that you need to be on everybody's buyer's list in the area. I send a property out that I'm looking to wholesale. He's contacting me. One of the first people always to contact me and say, look, I'm going to find a buyer for this. And how do I get access to it? And whatever the case may be, right? So I give him all of the details. We have a trust relationship going on to where I know that he can send people over and I can trust him to be able to get it done because we've closed deals already. And all he does is he takes the property, he markets it at the same price usually, right? Sometimes a little higher.
Yeah.
Depends.
But yeah, depends.
And then he'll turn around and find a buyer. And once he sells it, we basically split the money. That's how we work it out. You know what I mean? So all you got to do as a real estate investor, if you want to make money in real estate, even if you're broke right now, is network, build partnerships, joint venture on deals. That's how you make money, right? And the best way to do it is to either find your buyers or find your sellers first. And then once you do that, whatever you lack in, you find somebody else who can fill the void. I bring the deals to the table, he sells the deals. We make money together. How much money do you have involved? Zero. He's not spending money on marketing. He's not spending money or investing money, in earnest money deposits. He's not putting down due diligence. All he's doing is bringing something of value to the table, which is a buyer. I do all the marketing. I put the earnest money down. I do all of that stuff. He finds the buyers. So he's making money in real estate with $0 out of pocket. And he's always in a positive at that point. The return on his investment is infinite because he has no money in the deal. Right?
Right.
That's how you do it, guys. So it's not rocket science. Now, I got a program. It's called the Partnership Profits Program. If y'all want to take advantage of it, there's going to be a link in the description box for you to be able to check that out. Also, check out my Patreon. Look, for less than $10 a month, you can get all of your questions answered regarding real estate investing and how to get started. There's a ton of other benefits that come with that. I'll leave that link in the description box for you as well. The message that we want to present to y'all today is real simple. You can make money in real estate with nothing out of pocket. No marketing, no nothing, no experience.
Facts.
Right? And how old were you when you closed your first deal?
I was... You maybe pull out the calculator. I was probably about 25, maybe.
Okay. Me, I was 21. So, look, early 20s, early to mid 20s, right? If we figured it out, you could figure it out too. It just takes a little bit of legwork and some knowledge, right? And be willing to do it. be willing to get out there, because he said he could have gave up after the first seminar when he realized he didn't have the money to invest into the seminar. But guess what? He went out there, he drove for dollars. He did what he had to do in order to make things happen. Nothing is going to come to you for free. You got to make things happen in order to succeed. So I'm going to link all of that stuff in the description box for y'all today. I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Be sure to like it, subscribe, click the notification bell, and I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Peace.